Hello and welcome to another video brought to you by Hutto. In today's video we'll be looking at LoadEzy. LoadEzy is a program which we install on your CNC machine. It works to distribute to the machine the necessary files for a job at the time you wish to cut it. The idea behind LoadEzy is that we keep all of our NcCode files and label files and everything are stored on a network storage location somewhere, and we basically have no NcCode files stored on our CNC machine. The only NcCode files that we should find on a CNC machine is for that job that is being cut at that particular point in time, plus of course any machine specific programming such as tool testing, surfacing programs, that type of thing. Okay, so let's have a look. At the moment I have LoadEzy set up to emulate a masterwood machine with real-time labeling involved. So what we can do is basically select from our drop-down list of customers. So we'll select this one as masterwood. We have 3 different jobs that I've pushed through for this particular client, so we will select this one. The software has worked out that the only code that is available for this machine and this client and job address has been done with Cabinetmaking. If there was code sitting up there that had been generated from something like Top Solid Nesting or NRoute or BenchEzy, you would then have other software options to select from here. And then we are presented with a selection of materials available for that particular job. So in this case I'm going to select the HMR white. And as you can see, LoadEzy has populated the grid for us with all of the programs for the whiteboard, and we can see that there's actually 13 sheets involved, and by looking at this column here, none of those have been cut yet at this particular point in time. So we're satisfied now that that's the material and the job that we wish to proceed with. So we click on the job load button and proceed. As you can see now, LoadEzy has already fired up label it for us. Let's just put this away to the side for a minute, and as you can see it's loaded up with the correct material already loaded, ready to go for this particular job. We'll just put this aside again for a second, and as you can see now with these views here, LoadEzy has copied across all of our NcCode files. There is our label it file, and here is all our label files. Now this folder here is empty, but if we were using a machine such as BenchEzy that can work with a work list, LoadEzy would generate that work list in the process of bringing in the files and pop it in here ready for the machine operator to select. As you can see now, as far as our files are concerned, the only files we have are files that are related to the material selected. Now that applies to the label files, the label file, as well as the NcCode files. So now we've proceeded through, and we have proceeded to cut or finish machining these sheets at the moment. So what we can do, we can either use the select all button to highlight all of those boxes, we can use the select none to empty those, but just for the purpose of the exercise, what we're going to do is we're going to say select all, and we're going to say that for some reason we haven't cut those last 3 sheets. So what we do now is we will click on this job unload button, and you will see that in the background here these files will disappear, as will these and these. And it's telling us that we haven't finished cutting all the sheets. Are we sure we wish to unload? In this case we are, yes please, and click OK. And LoadEzy is cleaning up all of the files, removing them where necessary. As you can see now, the folders are all empty. We're ready to move on now to cut the next part of the job. So we've got multiple choices here. We could click last job, and then we could then simply select a different material. We could then click load job. Again, LoadEzy has automatically labeled it up for us with that correct material loaded. Park that. We can see now that we've also got the necessary NcCode files. Over here we have our label image files, and of course our TLD file. So we will mark off those sheets as all being cut. We will unload that job, and I'll label it back in here so that you can see what's happening. As you can see, label is still running. So once I've click OK here to unload the job, LoadEzy will automatically label it for us and then proceed to remove the files from our CNC machine. Now I can just use my last job button again. Now what I want to do is duck back and finish cutting the rest of that whiteboard. LoadEzy populates the grid for us here, and it will give us a reminder that we have only to cut these last 3 sheets. We can click on job load. Again, label it as all fired up for us. We will proceed to cut those sheets, and then we unload the job again. If we for some reason tried to reload those materials that after we have told LoadEzy that we've finished cutting them all, it will pop up a message and say there are no programs that need to be run. Are you sure you wish to load the selected job? You can answer yes in this case. As an example, you may need to recut a sheet because the parts fell off the trolley. So by doing that, you can answer yes to this here. Everything happens just as normal. You can go then to your machine software, select the sheet that you wish to recut, and proceed as normal, and then just basically come back here and click job unload. Now while we've got a job loaded here, LoadEzy will also do for us in a case where we might, for example, be machining painted doors, which may require us to have different tool sets loaded into our machine for the door face machining. So when the job is first loaded, the operator can use the show required tools option here, which will pop open this window, and this list will be populated with all tools that are required to cut all these sheets of board. So that way then the operator can confirm that the tool does in fact have each of those tools loaded into the tool changer, and he is ready to proceed. We can just close that up. The other thing we can also do is we can click on this button here, which will show required sheet sizes. It lists each program or each sheet and tells us the size of the sheet that is required. Okay, so we'll just click on job unload this time. Now, LoadEzy is telling us make sure all programs using machine files are closed. Sometimes the CNC machine can have a hold of a file. You might have a particular file open in an editor or have an image drawn on your CNC machine of that file. It is important to make sure that all of those types of things are closed up, because if the CNC machine has a lock on any of the files, LoadEzy is unable to remove them and complete the processing as it should. I've just changed the settings so that LoadEzy will be emulating its use on a BenchEzy Rover B. So first of all, again, we can select our customer that we wish to cut a job out for. We've got multiple jobs or job addresses that have been processed for this customer, so we will select this particular one here. We'll work out which material we wish to cut now. So you'll notice here now that we have an option for secondary operations. If the secondary operations had been processed through CodeEzy, LoadEzy can then be used to load those onto the machine. Now, it is quite possible that you might have processed primary code through Cabinetmaking to suit your masterwood machine, for example, but your secondary operations have to go through a Rover B or a Rover 24, for example. So you just process them through just like normal with CodeEzy, and when you come to try and machine them, they are given to you as an option as a material. So we can select secondary operations. Our list is populated. We can go job load. As you can see, our secondary operations have been copied across to our machine. There is no label it file involved in this particular case. There is no label image files, but as you can see here, LoadEzy has generated a work list to suit the BenchEzy. Once those programs have been cut, we can then just tick off those as being done, unload the job, again making sure that we don't have any of those files open in editors, for example. LoadEzy has now removed all those files from the CNC machine. We'll just click on our last job option again, and this time we will load up our P1, and we go job load. Again, label it as fired up for us, ready to go. We can work our way through and cut all those sheets, job's done, and we unload that accordingly. That's a quick overview of LoadEzy. There is a few more things that LoadEzy will do for you in the background, but we'll leave those for another video at another time. Thank you for watching. I hope you have found it informative. If you'd like any more information on LoadEzy or any of the other Hutto products, by all means, please do not hesitate to get in contact with us and we can supply you with any of the relevant information that you need, or we are more than happy to arrange online demos to suit you. Again, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.